like do. Hook you up with a bad bitch that'll slice you. Gourmet chef that'll poison spice you. Gotta play dirty cause these boys will ice you. Yeah, I listen to niggas CDs, get my smirk on, then tell myself it's nothing I gotta work on. Keep my name up in the chapters, put my jersey up in the rafters, cause nothing is after. I got all these niggas discussing the master, but I'm just chillin' though, puffin' the master.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're diving into another medical cannabis review, and this time it's something that really stood out to me. Aurora Pedanios Frozen Lemon Haze. Lineage genetics. So first things first, the Lineage. Officially, Frozen Lemon Haze is a sativa dominant hybrid bred from jet fuel gelato crossed with white mac. Now on paper that's an interesting mix. You've got gelato in there, which usually brings in that creamy, slightly gassy dessert style profile, but then white mac, that tends to lean floral, piney, a little more grounded. But together they create something that's way brighter than what you'd expect. And here's the thing, even though that's the official Lineage, the second thing is I opened the tub, my brain went straight back to Aurora's old Della Haze. If you've ever had that one, you'll know it leaned more towards the super silver haze side of things, that kind of mango crossed with the lemon, skunky haze profile. Della Haze was always a really nice balance flavour wise, but it was a bit on the weaker side in strength. That's why it came in at about £65 a tub. This on the other hand is way stronger, 25 to 29% THC on all the nugs, so it feels like a proper modern upgrade. What's fascinating is that Super Silver Haze, and by extension Della Haze, actually came from Mango Haze crossed with Lemon Skunk. Yet here we are with Frozen Lemon Haze made from two totally different strains, Jet Fuel Gelato and White Mac, and somehow it still echoes that same Super Silver Haze taste at times. I don't know if that's something in the gelato side or maybe the White Mac carrying a hidden lemon terp profile. I didn't even look into what makes White Mac, but it's really funny how genetics can circle back and recreate those familiar flavours through a totally different route. Or route. Aroma and flavour. Now onto the smell and taste. This is where Frozen Lemon Haze really shines. As soon as you crack open the tub, it smacks you with that lemon sherbet aroma, sharp, tangy citrus that's almost fizzy. There's a sweetness underneath, and then creeping in around the edges, you get hints of pine, gas, and slightly floral notes. It's complex, but the lemon is definitely leading the way. On the inhale, it's lemon, pure and bright. On the exhale, you start to notice those secondary flavours. A bit of creaminess, slightly, some pine, and that faint petrol note, ever so slightly. Every now and again rounds it off. What I love most of that it reminded me of Della Haze, but stronger, even stronger. And Della leaned into that Super Silver Haze taste, more mango and lemon skunk vibes, while Frozen Lemon Haze brings more straight lemon to the table. It's like Della's bolder, sharper cousin, and yeah, stronger, as I said. Terpene profile, extra depth. Like really, I've got to talk about the terpenes, because if you watched me before, you know I'm a terp guy. I love exploring how different terpenes completely change the experience of a strain. Frozen Lemon Haze dominant terpenes are terpenoline and limonene and beta-carotene. Terpenoline is a really interesting one. You don't see it dominate in a lot of strains, but when it does, it usually brings that bright, almost electric, cerebral feeling. That's what gives Haze strains their up and go quality. It's energizing, sometimes even a bit racy. And that's what I'm going to come to in a moment. Limonene, that's your classic citrus terp. You get it in lemons, oranges, all that zesty fruit. It's uplifting, it boosts mood. You can absolutely taste it here. The sharp lemon hit is pure limonene in action. Beta-carotene adds a peppery grounding note. It's also unique because it actually binds to your CB2 receptors, which is why some people find it adds a relaxing or anti-inflammatory edge in a racy sativa like this, which is kind of, you know, strange for some who wouldn't expect that in a racy sativa like this. And this is why I personally love Frozen Lemon Haze, because I love terpenes. I love when you get a strain where the terpenes aren't just there in the background, but they drive the whole experience. Here you're basically drinking a lemon terp cocktail with a gassy edge. It's flavorful, it's complex, and it's just fun to smoke. effects, and this is where I'm going to come to the raciness. All right, let's talk about this. This one is absolutely a daytime only, in my opinion. Being a sativa dominant, it hits your head first, uplifted mood, creativity, and that helps with my music. But that rush of cerebral energy was a mistake at nighttime. When I first tried it, I even felt a bit jittery, and I'm used to stronger strains my whole life, actually since 12. But that's the terpene at work, keeping your brain buzzing. After it settled, though, it turned into a really nice, clear-headed high. Great for being productive, socialising, or just going about your day with a little boost. But, and this is important, don't go near it at night unless you're planning to stay awake. If you try smoking this before bed, you'll just lie there with your thoughts racing. It's not sedating in the slightest. It's not calming. It's stimulating. So daytime only, but in that lane, it's excellent. Having said all that, some people may like it at night time. So, you know, that's where I'll just say that caveat, because there's always one or two people that might disagree with that. But on a whole, I think people will agree with what I'm saying. Potency wise, this strain doesn't mess around. Aurora lists it between 25 and 29. I think 29% on the tub THC with virtually no CBD, and you feel it. This is one of those strains where the numbers on the tub actually match the experience. Compared to Della Haze, which was softer and weaker, but to be expected for the cheaper price, frozen lemon haze is a rocket. Same family of flavours almost, but twice the strength. If you're someone who likes a real kick, this is going to scratch that itch. Value for the buck. So now the big question, is it for the buck? At £85 for 10 grams, so £8.50 a gram, the usual Aurora price, I'd honestly say yes. For the flavour, for the potency, and for the quality of the cure, it's miles above Cosmic Cream. I don't know what happened to that. That was one that I was disappointed with from Aurora. But it may have changed now. That was a long time ago. Since then, Aurora may have severely changed it. But on a whole, all of Aurora's apart from that Cosmic Cream, I've got nothing to say about, just raving about. So for the flavour, for the potency, and for the quality, and for the cure, it's a good deal in today's medical market. Well, it's not actually cured really, but it's kind of like, doesn't take long to do that. So, especially with this one, so that's key here. I'd put it right up there with Aurora Sourdough and Farm Gas, both of which I rate really highly. Definitely stronger and more enjoyable than something like Cosmic Cream, which if you've seen my review, you'll know I didn't really rate it at that time. Frozen Lemon Haze just feels like a proper premium example of what a haze should be. Sharp, citrusy, potent, and a little bit nostalgic for anyone who remembers the older Super Lemon Haze, really classic Super Lemon Haze or Super Silver Haze, or anyone who even remembers the older Aurora Hazes before it all changed. So my final thoughts to wrap it up: Aurora Pedanios Frozen Lemon Haze is a daytime powerhouse. It's got the classic lemon haze flavour that instantly took me back to Della Haze and my old school days as a younger person with Super Lemon Haze in Spain and meeting all the people at Greenhouse. It's got the potency Della was missing, and it's powered by one of the most fun terpene profiles I've tried in a while, especially on the cannabis clinics, other than of course the Queen Sangria. I highly recommend it, but again, only for daytime. Don't make the mistake I made of trying this before bed. If you're after energy, flavour, and that old school haze vibe with modern strength, this is a fantastic pick. So yeah, in my book, this one's absolutely for the buck. That's it for today's review. If you tried Frozen Lemon Haze, let me know what you thought down in the comments. Did you get that same Della Haze flashback? Did you get old school flashbacks of Super Lemon Haze in the streets or Super Silver Haze? Did the terps hit you the same way? I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.